Yo, this is Sports Life and Hip Hop. This is
Frustrated,
Zeke here.
frustrated Chicago Fans Network. Ricky Suede here,
And
and we have a champion in the building.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, a guy that man, he beat my team. He beat my Arizona Wildcats.
Yes, he is a big Zona fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Zona fan. I was a Salim Stoudemire, Mike Bibby fan.
Never
growing up.
lived in Arizona.
Never
but-
lived there, but I was a big. I like their program. But we have Akeem Miskdeen. Did I say that right? Did I pronounce
Yeah,
that?
that was good. That was good.
Bellwood's on
shoot.
Bellwood repping, not Maywood, but Bellwood.
Give him some of his credentials. Started off at Hampton University, Kent State. Had some stops in Florida Atlantic, not in this particular order. Florida Atlantic, University of Florida, University of Georgia, and now University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Maize and Blue. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to leave out my D2s. I coached at Mount Olive and Wingate because that's how I kind of got started. So I never want to leave them out.
And learn the game under Coach Pingatory at St. Joseph.
Yes, legend.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Ping, man.
R.I.P. Coach Ping.
Yep. The GOAT.
Now I know this young man all the way back many years ago from kindergarten.
Yeah.
We went to school together in kindergarten, I think up to 6th. Where did you go after 6th grade? You didn't go to Roosevelt, right?
No, I didn't go to Roosevelt. I went to MacArthur.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's where you
I
went.
was. Yeah, I
You
was
was
one
trying
of
to
those
figure out the gap
transport.
between there and St.
Yeah.
Joe's earlier.
Yeah.
Then you went
I
to Joe's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Joe's. A lot of obviously you guys, a lot of my friends, childhood friends, you guys went to Roosevelt and ended up going because we moved. But I remember every face. I still have all the pictures from when we were in kindergarten in Miss Robinson class and some of these teachers' classes. So.
How was how was the experience, the championship and the Final Four and the hoopla and whatnot? I mean, that's pretty life changing, so to speak. You're in the history books. You're forever be goated, basically being a champion. How was that experience?
It was awesome, incredible. When you get in coaching, I'm always process oriented. I'm always thinking like what I can do to help the guys get better so we can win, so we can win a championship. I remember when I first got into coaching, I think I made a post that one day I want to make it to the Final Four. And then we not only make it, but we win. So, that's one of the ultimate goals if you're a player or coach, and I achieved it, but it just makes you more hungrier. So, right after you're just getting after it in recruiting and you're trying to put together a team so you can try to do it again.
You mentioned recruiting. The recruiting is changed a lot since we've been in college, high school, whatnot. So now you're not recruiting from the living room. Now you're recruiting every day, all day, pretty much. How was that experience? I'm sure that's pretty difficult, correct? With the NIL and all that transfer portal.
No, it's just different circles you have to deal with. I don't think it's any different. The biggest difference is the portal. So, when I first got into business, if you miss out on one of the high school kids that you've been recruiting for years and you put all that time and effort, you're so disappointed. And some coaches, I was fortunate enough to work for some great coaches, but some coaches are looking at their assistants sideways like, man, you missed out on this kid. We weren't able to get this kid. But now if you miss out on some of the high school kids in the fall, you can lean on the portal. So that's the biggest difference. But the high school players still want to get recruited. They're not really, I would say for the most part, the high school players and some of the portal guys are not that involved in the NIL process.
Really?
Their circle is more involved. They got agents, so they're involved, but they're not like, they're more concentrated on the basketball process of it. But their circles are the ones that's handling all the financial problems. And I'm fortunate enough to be at a place like Michigan. If we recruit a kid and the first thing they're talking about is NIL, they're probably not a good fit here at Michigan.
Really?
So, and once again, none of the kids actually openly talk about, oh, this is where I want. At least none of the kids that we're recruiting. It's mostly their agents or their spokesperson. The other difference is early on when I was recruiting, it's mostly you're talking to, when I first got into coaching, it was talk to the kid, the parents, the high school coach.
Right.
Mhm.
Kids, the parents, the AU coach, and maybe a player development. Now it's, it's a little bigger circle. It's the kids, the parents, the AU coach, the player development coach, then the agents. So it's just different. Like who's your circle?
Mhm.
That influences you. Then throughout that circle, you got to find out who that person or who the parents really listen to. Like I
Mhm.
said in the beginning, it was the high school coach. Then it evolved into the AU coach. Now
Mhm.
it's evolved into the agents.
Is there a what word do I want to use? Is there some filth involved in, like, does it, you feel uncomfortable? Is that, nowadays with that recruiting process, or it's just part of the
I think you got to separate it. I never feel uncomfortable. We have a GM and I know some of the the payments that our guys are making, but I think you got to separate it because I don't think like our guys aren't playing any less harder. I mean, they're playing extremely hard. They're in the gym every day. I mean, I think I got to work out one of our players tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So
Oh,
it's not like they're playing any harder. I think as a coach, you got to evolve. If you don't evolve, then you're going to get stuck and you're probably not going to win. You're not going to be as successful recruiting. And I think the players, they still love basketball. They still cry when they lose. Now they may cry and get in the portal, but they're still going to cry if they lose, and they're going to be joyful if they win. So I think it's still the same as far as like if there's any difference or anything like that.
okay. Now go back to the beginning a little bit. I think you like many of us growing up, we all had hoop dreams, basketball, NBA dreams to some point. And through my whole like school career, it's probably you. Well, yeah, not a career, but through my whole school life, it was probably just you and probably Tony Freeman. That I was like, cause I was when I was growing up, I was like, man, I love basketball. Yeah, I want to go to the NBA. That would be great. But the further you go along in life, you see like, man, this dude's is way better than me.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think seeing you like I'm talking about like fourth, fifth grade, I was like, yo, this dude, he's a little more athletic than everybody else. He's way better than everybody else. And I think I met Tony in like seventh grade at third grade. I was like, yo, this dude, this is the best dude I ever seen in my life. Like, what's going on? Like, even my dad would mention you in like sixth grade, like, yo, Akeem, like he's the one. Like he's gonna be,
wow.
yeah. My dad would mention Akeem, like, yo, that dude Akeem, man, he the one. So after you went to St. Joe's, was your goal to go to the NBA? I'm sure that was one of your goals, right? To make it and go to the NBA.
Man, I grew up, I didn't have that much money, so I was always driven to um try to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal was to make sure I didn't live like, even when I was young, I didn't want to live how we live. So that was my ultimate goal. And obviously through that, the biggest way, I mean, we hear all the rap songs, it's either sling rocks or play basketball. So, and I wasn't doing that because, where we grew up at, we seen that too. And some of our friends, unfortunately, either in jail or, or rest in peace. So my dream was always to make sure I have a living through basketball. So when I played at St. Joe's, and Zeke, I'm glad you talked about that. When I was young, I was really good. I would admit that. And I thought everybody caught up with me a little bit in high school. And if I would have did something different, I love to hoop. I would play at Schroeder, Memorial, wherever is pickup, I would play. But
Boys and Girls Club.
Oh man, that's home. I had the keys to that gym. But I never did a lot of individual instruction. And back when we were playing, that really wasn't as prevalent as it is today. So my dream was there. I wanted to go to the NBA, but I started with freshman year when I was getting them letters from Notre Dame and Stanford and all these other places. Them letters started dwindling. So I was smart enough to know, all right, I got to have a plan B. I still want to go to college as far as away from Bellwood and Chicago area as I possibly can. But I saw my dream of going to the NBA. I didn't think that dream could happen anymore. It was with my size and all of that. So I've always said if I didn't go to the NBA, I would coach. I've been saying that since I was little. So after St. Joe's, I went to Laramie County Community College in Wyoming, and the head coach there was Rodell Davis. He used to be an assistant coach at Proviso East. So I played against him so many times, and he knew who I was. So I went there. Then if you don't go to the NBA, your dream is to go Division I. And after Laramie, I waited for Division I, and it was a couple low major Division I's recruited me. But I went to go visit Queens University, and I fell in love with Charlotte. My cousin lived 30 minutes away, and I just committed there. I knew I was going to play too. I knew I was going to play a lot of minutes, so I was like, hey, that's important to me. So I committed there. But I had the dream, but I always had a plan B too.
Do you still have the all-time assist at Laramie?
I don't know, man. I think I would. If not, I gotta be up there. I don't know. I gotta be up there, but I felt like wherever I played, I left my mark, and my mark to me was always winning. So that's all I really cared about, and that's what happened every place I've been.
You're in the coaching world. What is there a coach that got you into it? Like, man, I enjoy the game so much that I want to teach as well. Is there a coach, or maybe there was a family member or whatnot that you went that direction?
It's so many people that I wouldn't say it's one coach that helped me get into it, but it was a bunch of coaches that inspired me. Like, we talked about Boys and Girls Club. Ed Shin, he was just a jack of all trades as far as like being my coach and being a guy that was always there for me. I had a bunch of good youth coaches, so they helped me. And not like as I get older, I was like, man, I don't know how good a coach they were, but their care factor was big time. At Boys and Girls Club in Memorial Park District, Brandon Aldridge, who recruited me to St. Joe's, he was an influence in me being able to be a leader. And obviously Coach Pingator. I mean, I didn't want to be a coach like Coach Ping, but I want to be like, how he was revered and how he cared for us off the court. A lot of people don't know if you play at St. Joe's, Coach Ping gonna be on you. But I used to always call him Jacko and Hyde because off the court he was so nice of a person, but on the court he was so mean of a person. But he was the greatest. So I think those guys that coached me when I was younger really influenced me to be able to care about players, care and sacrifice their family sometimes just to give to us. But Coach Wes Long, he was my assistant coach at Queens University where I played. He helped me get in the business. Then honestly, Dusty and Rob Senderoff at Kent State and here now with Dusty at Michigan, they're two of the best coaches. I've learned so much and grew so much from working for them. I think my basketball IQ has gotten a lot better, and just their work ethic and their curiosity about the game of basketball has really influenced me.
Real quick, my fault, Zeke. I don't mean to cut you off. You mentioned Dusty May. What are some principles are instilled at Ann Arbor, at Michigan, that you guys instill at your program?
I would say the number one is just work ethic. I think it's we have a competitive environment where if you're not working hard, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb, whether it's coaches, players, because everybody works hard. It's like that's the expectation here. So that's one of the deals we have. We always say no whispering, no complaining. We don't complain about stuff, man. We just attack it. We have a good way of communicating with each other. We don't really hold stuff in. We let it, we get it off our chest, whether it's players or coaches. So it's no whispering, no hating, because we're all talking to each other and telling each other how we feel to their faces or to each other faces. it's a big togetherness in our program, and you could tell by the way we play. We should really share the ball, but that's throughout our program. We're just everybody's joyful. You know, we like to say, or Dusty likes to say, you know, when you come in here into the facility, this is hopefully one of the best part of your days, because this is what you, if not like to do, this is what you love to do. So that's some of the principles that he's a stickler on, and when I mean by stickler, he's not telling you this every day. That's just the environment we have.
Okay. And to go back a little bit, we always, me and my buddy here, we always discuss players that have the gene. Like when you see an NBA player, college player, more than probably 75% of the time, they have a parent that played, a grandparent, somebody that played high level sports somehow. Do you have the gene? Did your parents play? Dad, mom?
That's probably why I didn't make it to the NBA, because I never had a gene.
So you was
they didn't give me that. My dad's 5'5". I got to be 6 feet, so that's a blessing.
Wow.
My mom's 5'6", so that might be the good Lord that even got me that far. My brother played at Proviso West, and he played at Indiana Tech, which is NAIA in Fort Wayne, Indiana. But no, we didn't have any family members that played. But you know, But growing up in Bellwood, I mean, if you're in Bellwood, you're seeing Corey McGaddy, you're seeing even, you know, it's always a rival with Maywood, but you're so close. You're seeing Stephen Hunter, you're seeing you go to Michael Finley camp, so you Shannon Brown, D Brown, so I can write on all E.T. Who was a freshman when I was in high school. So you're always seeing these guys, so you're always inspired by these guys. But I didn't have the gene. But I definitely had the IQ just by playing with older guys and watching older guys.
And you said when you mentioned when you went to St. Joe's, you kind of noticed that you, like I said, like you noticed guys were a lot better than you. Who was some of the guys you played with at St. Joe's that made you realize, man, I gotta work on my game a little bit more?
Man, it wasn't until I played against Tony, and you know that was I played against him in like he's in 5th grade. No, he was in 4th grade because we were at Lincoln still, and I was in 5th. So I played against him. He's always been the guy that I'm like, all right, he's pretty good. And when we play one-on-ones, it was like to the point where we had to stop playing one-on-ones because whoever had the ball last, whoever was guarding him, there's going to be, you know, we're going to probably fist fight. So he was probably the best player I played against. Jonathan Peoples, he was good, but he was so young, so you can take advantage of him because he was young, but he was really good. But Tony was the one that I was really good on defense, and I always struggled with him. And I wasn't the greatest shooter, so I was always driving, and he was good laterally. So he was the one. Even when I was a freshman, I didn't really feel like, you know, the guys that were on varsity, I didn't think they were as good as Tony was when he came in. They didn't give me. They gave me trouble physically, but like they could never beat me off the dribble. I didn't think they can guard me, but Tony was the one that was really, really good. I really thought, honestly, when I left, I was like, he's gonna go to the NBA.
I think he ended up going to Iowa, I believe, right?
Yeah, he went to Iowa, then he transferred to Southern Illinois because Steve Alford, after his second or third year, Steve Alford left to go to New Mexico.
Okay.
Everyone usually has an opinion on this, being that we're all basketball fans and growing up playing and watching. What are your thoughts on grassroots basketball, like the AAU circuit, and is it helpful? Is it you know, lost my train of thought. Is it keeping these kids down by playing all this basketball AAU? Is it beneficial or not?
I think it's very beneficial for exposure. You know, now these guys are getting NIL dollars. Like, you got to have exposure. We have to see them. And it's just like I said, when I grew up, I played AAU too, but I was always hooping. So I know they say kids, it's not one kid that played as much as me when I was growing up, because I hooped literally every day, 3 or 4 times a day. So to me, when they're saying they're playing too much, I mean, what is playing too much? Where you go Friday, play 2 games, Saturday, play 2 games, Sunday, play 2 games. That's 6 games. Then throughout the week, you're just training with individual instruction. Where I played pick
Oh,
up.
I was gonna say, who did
Yeah.
you play with AAU?
I played with Chicago Ferrari, which is morphed into Mean Streets, basically.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
ironically, Juwan Howard sponsored our team, and he played at
wow.
Michigan. So I played for Ty Slaughter, who's the head coach at Whitney Young. He was my AAU coach.
Nice.
And we had a decent team. I think no, Sean Pruitt played with the Warriors. So at that time, the Warriors was obviously really good. That's Larry Butler's team.
Illinois Warriors for the people that
Illinois Warriors, pretty good.
Mhm.
They were probably the premier team, and Illinois Wolves was just coming along. But Chicago Fire, Illinois Warriors, the Wolves were coming along. Those were the three primary teams, and we were right there. We had a lot of guys from the South Side, the South suburbs playing on our team. But I think AAU is important, man. These guys get to think about, like, when I couldn't afford to travel. We were going to DC, we were going to all these places. So nowadays, these young men get to see all these places and get to get exposure and get recruited by different colleges. And, and hopefully they get to go to college and earn NIL and get a degree and maybe have a chance to play in the NBA.
Now, your first coaching job was at which college again?
My first coaching job was I was supposed to be a graduate assistant at Hampton, but that didn't pan out. So I was a volunteer director of ops at Hampton University. And what's unique about that is, like, I grew up predominantly black area, Bellwood. Go to school, Lincoln, predominantly black. Then go to MacArthur, a little mix. Then go to St. Joe's. That's a difference. Then I go to Wyoming. Then I go to Queens, which is a little bit diverse. Then I go to Hampton. So it was a good experience for me. But I volunteered at Hampton. I worked in the Newport News shipyard and sold sandwiches from like 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Then from 2 o'clock to midnight, 1 a.m. I would work in Hampton. Now my boss, he was really kind to me, which he let me go to the games and miss work at times. So, because I didn't get paid at Hampton, so I had to kind of make ends meet. Yeah, I was a volunteer. Yeah, to get paid. Yeah, I was making like $10 an hour. So I would do that. And then at Hampton, I would go work. So Hampton was my first job, and that job was basically just help organize travel, almost like a manager too. Just if I had to do laundry, I had to do, that stuff. I would do whatever I can to help the organization move.
Yeah, you were volunteering. That was going to be my question. Like, your first official gig that you were getting paid for, like, I should say. How does one get that? Is it a job opening on the school bulletin board? Like, how does one get that coaching job?
That's really hard to get a LinkedIn or a job open on a bulletin board. For me, my first paid job, which, I mean, if you want to call 15 grand paid, you can. My first paid job was Mount Olive, which is now the University of Mount Olive. So how I got that was I played in that league, and the head coach retired, but the assistant coach got the job, and he was looking for somebody to recruit Hampton Roads area. And I was actually in Hampton. So I was familiar with some of the players because, we have all kind of camps and just being around the Hampton area. He wanted somebody young. I mean, who's going to take a job making 15 grand?
Right.
So,
That's 15 grand, what, a month or
a year?
Oh,
for the season.
Okay.
And I was so when you go from not making anything, but I probably made more selling sandwiches than 15 grand. But when you go
is it a lump sum?
Nothing? No.
Oh, wow.
Each month. Man, he's like, dude, what are you doing? No, man, it was a blessing though. I got to coach basketball and make a little money. I'm 23. I'm just chasing basketball, so it's not like I mean, I was in the gym 24 hours a day working out, getting these guys better. So that was my first job. And to go back to your question, rarely are you going to get a job just filling out application. You're probably going to know someone, and I think that's a lot of jobs, not including basketball. But you're gonna have to know somebody. So he watched me play. He knew I was coaching at Hampton, and he gave me a shot, man. He gave me my first shot. Then obviously my coach and him was pretty close because they coached against each other. So my college coach, so he told him that Akeem is trying to move on, and I was fortunate enough to get a job.
This is a basketball nerd question from me. Like, what you've been in the SEC, Conference USA, and the Big Ten. Can you tell me the different styles of play in those leagues?
So let me see if I can make it. So the Conference USA and the SEC are very similar, athletic, up and down.
Oh.
Yeah. So Conference USA is like a mini SEC. So the Big Ten, the MAC is like a mini Big Ten. So when I was at Kent State, the MAC, Mid-American Conference is Akron. So that's more like a Big Ten. Akron, Miami of Ohio, Kent State, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Toledo. Those are some teams in the MAC. So they're like a mini Big Ten. That's the easiest way I can put it. So it's a lot of athletes in the SEC.
Yeah, it is.
If you just think about the South in general, it's a bunch of athletes, whether it's football.
I told them that. I told them that all the time. Go ahead.
And in the Big Ten, it's mostly you got really good shooters, really good skill guys. So that's why I would say the difference is in the Midwest, it's more skill. Yep. In the South, it's more athleticism.
And the Big East is not as irrelevant nowadays. Like when
it's not. I mean, UConn's in the Big East. Right. Yeah, no, they're not. They're all basketball, so it's not irrelevant. They just, in the grand schemes of money, they're different because they don't have football, so they can give out all kinds of NIL. Where we're splitting it with, I'm saying we're splitting it with football. Football is giving us a little. No, they'll have really good players. Like UConn's going to be top 10 as long as Coach Hurley's there. Like Xavier's going to be better with Patino. St. John is in the Big Ten. They're good. Marquette's they just had one down year. So the Big East is one of the best leagues.
You didn't mention DePaul, huh?
DePaul, no, DePaul. I mean, one of my closest friends, Brian Mullins, who played at Northern Illinois, who's from Chicagoland area, he's assistant there. No, DePaul had a really good year. And believe it or not, I grew up a more DePaul fan than even Illinois. And I love D. Brown and Shannon Brown. But growing up, Steve Hunter, Amari Sawyer, Marlon London is like family to me. So, no, I'm rooting for DePaul. And I think Coach Holtman's doing a good job. I'm rooting for them unless we're playing them.
Did you guys finish your non-conference schedule? Is that out?
No, we didn't finish it, but we have a couple games that's already public. We're going to play Duke. Right now they're still in negotiations, but we're going to try to play them. We're trying to play them at Madison Square Garden, but TV stuff. So we're going to play them somewhere. We're going to play, I think, Marquette, Villanova, UConn. Then we go to Vegas and we play a bunch of really good teams in Vegas. So we'll have a top 5 schedule. Last season we had the number 1 schedule in America.
Oh, so y'all don't get cupcakes, huh? Y'all don't play.
No, we don't duck any smoke.
Directional U. Y'all don't play directional U, huh?
No, we don't duck any smoke because we're trying to get a number 1 seed or a top seed. So if you don't play a challenging schedule, it'll hurt you.
So going back to Hampton, you were what was your position? Were you head coach there?
So I was director ops at Hampton. Then I left Hampton to coach at Division II, Mount Olive and Wingate. Then I went back as an assistant coach. Then I got, after 2 or 3 years, and I got promoted to associate head coach.
At Hampton?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference, would you say, between assistant coach and head coach at the same school? Is the job much different?
Yeah, much different. The head coach is making the final decision. The assistant coach are suggesting. So we're suggesting, and they're making it the final decision. The head coach has more media. They're getting pulled everywhere, where the assistant coach is doing the boatload of recruiting, but a lot of head coaches recruit too.
Oh, okay.
But they're, the head coach usually tries to close and hone in on a couple guys where he don't have to get, over. He don't have to get into so much as far as with recruiting 200 kids. As an assistant coach, each assistant may take 10 kids to recruit them. That's 40 or 50 kids. So we don't want the head coach recruiting 40 or 50 kids. So we just try to make sure he has a couple guys that he's talking to. But the head coach, like Coach May, gets pulled in all different directions. When I was at Hampton, Coach Joyner got pulled in all different directions. So we're just trying to fill the void, any direction they get pulled in. But our job is to just have competent suggestions, and their job is to make the final decision.
Dang, I did. I totally forgot to me. I had a good one, but this is your biggest rival, Michigan State. Is that the most disliked for Maize and Blue?
I think for football, it's Ohio State.
Right.
I think for basketball, it's probably I would say Michigan State, but Ohio State is right there. If Michigan State is 10 out of 10, biggest rival, I say Ohio State is 9.8. So, yeah.
Have you been to the Big House and watch a football game?
Yeah. I watched several games in the Big House. I was fortunate enough to, I can't remember all the stadiums, but the Swamp, the Big House, and Sanford. So Georgia, Florida, and here. So I've been fortunate to watch some amazing games, amazing football games.
I definitely got a couple more. You got time, Keem? I know.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I got time.
Jordan Brand is Michigan is Jordan Brand. You guys, how does that process work? Because I've seen Yaxel wear some heat this season. I've seen him wear some PE Jordan 11s and whatnot. How does that go? Like you got to account with them, and you call up Mike in the Central Division area and say, "Yo, like let me get some heat," or how does that go? If you don't mind telling us,
No. So school signed a Jordan deal maybe well before I was here, 8 to 10 years ago. I think it might be negotiating or figuring it out. But no, they'll send us all. We're Team Jordan, so. Honestly, Yax wasn't supposed to wear those.
Really?
So he figured. So Yax signed with, I don't know. I think he's signing with Nike. I don't want to mess up his deal, but Nike or Jordan. So he got exclusive Jordans.
Really?
But our team get exclusive Jordans, but we're not allowed to wear the PEs. Maybe Yax is so good he was allowed, but we're Team Jordan, so we got to wear Lucas and. Everybody that's a part of Team Jordans. So we'll have the exclusive of those shoes. But we do get the PEs. We do get some high-level Jordans. I do got a bunch of Jordans in my closet. Like me, now I love Travis Scott's. I can't do anything with some high-top J's, So I love some Travis Scott's, and I'll try to get my hands on Travis Scott's as much as possible. But we're blessed to be, sponsored by Jordan. Me growing up in Chicago and trying to get Jordans when I was a child. Now I could get them so easy, so it's a blessing.
And that's for you and the whole family, correct?
No, well, we get our exclusive. I'll have a Nike deal where I can buy them stuff. We get money allocated for the coaches that I can buy. But I mean, I'm fortunate enough. My daughter, she likes shoes now, so I'm sure I'll be buying her a bunch of Jordans.
So with that Team Jordan, is it because I've seen Harden has the Adidas deal, he can't be seen wearing anything else other than Adidas. Is that the same for you guys?
No, just on a court when we're doing basketball stuff, we can't, or team bus stuff. You gotta make sure you're rocking the Jordan stuff. That's the only thing they ask of us. Like if I'm doing anything that's if I'm going to play in recruiting. I'm gonna wear some Jordans just so I won't get in trouble in our university. I'm getting in trouble now. If I'm doing something where I'm walking around, I love Jordans, but we know they ain't the most comfortable shoes.
No.
I'm gonna rock some Nikes that's more comfortable.
Oh, okay. So you can pretty much do what you want. Okay.
Yeah.
When it's not school related.
Yeah, when it's not school related. I can't be on the bench with Nikes all the time because they're Jordan. So
Oh, okay.
Two-part question. Did you go to the pre-draft in Chicago?
yes, I didn't go in because so the pre-draft for coaches is almost like the Final Four. It's like a coaches convention. You're gonna see so many agents. You're gonna see so many coaching uh, partners that's coaching at other school. But they're really strict on how many people can go in. So Coach May and Coach Boyden went, which I don't. I've seen our guys and I've seen everybody play in the country, so I don't need to see that. But I am gonna go to. My plan is to go to the draft next week. We'll have hopefully top 15 picks, top 3 lottery picks. Then I'll go to the summer league and hopefully watch those guys play.
Summer league the whole time.
No, not the whole time. The good thing about summer league is we have EYBL be out there at the same time as summer league, so we'll be able to knock out some work with EYBL, watching some of our recruits, and then watching some of our guys. So
dope. Yeah, we might go out there. We've gone out there and interview people and whatnot. So we're thinking about doing it, but this year is gonna be so crazy with the incoming class. Man, it's gonna be hectic out there. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, especially with the EYBL too. So it's gonna it's gonna be really busy.
With you moving around so much, changing jobs, what's your family's input? Does your family have input? Like if they're like, hey, we like where we live, we don't want to move. Does that have an impact, or do you have the final say?
No, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. With basketball, you make so many sacrifices, and my daughter had to make so many sacrifices. And my wife, my ex, she had to make so many sacrifices. It was really hard on the family, especially her. So that for me now, they live in Virginia. My daughter lives with her mother in Virginia, so I go see her as much as possible. And that's one reason why I love working for Coach May, because anytime I don't have anything to do on a weekend or even during a weekday, if my daughter has something, I can just fly out Detroit Airport, direct flight to Norfolk, Virginia. So yes, it's very hard when you're chasing your dream, the sacrifices that the people that you love have to make, and that's almost in any industry. If you're trying to chase, something greater than you think of yourself, it's going to be a lot of sacrifices made, and a lot of people made sacrifices, including my mom, my dad, my brothers, my ex, my daughter. So they made big sacrifices for me to be here. So I don't take that for granted. That's probably why I work even harder.
Now, with your situation in Michigan, is that a contract, multi-year? Like how long is this gonna last?
No, I do 1 year. I don't think Coach May is getting rid of me. So
Right.
Yeah, I've done 2 years at Florida, 1 year. I've always usually done 1 year. I mean, because that leaves you open to you someday hopefully I could be a head coach, so that leaves no issues, or if my daughter lives in Virginia, if something, I'm not leaving Michigan. I love Michigan, but if there's a point in time where like my daughter wants me to get closer to her and I have to take another job, it's no it's no contract dispute. But no, I'm very confident that as long as Dusty's here at Michigan, I'll be here at Michigan, and I'll continue to sign 1-year contracts. He'll sign more than likely a 5-year contract, and he'll be here as long as he want to be here. So,
do you want to run your own program, or you want to go to the next level?
Oh man, whatever the Lord has for me. But obviously, I think I'm as prepared as I can be to be a head coach, just because of the coaches I coached under. I think it's almost like raising a child. Like if you have a good parent, I think you're probably gonna you'll have a better chance of being a good parent because you've seen your parent rear you. And I think it's the same thing with coaching. If you've seen and been around good coaching, you'll have a better chance of being a good coach. So that's what I'm hoping for. If I can just get a little bit of what Dusty done or what Coach Sendroff done, I'll be a okay coach. But yeah, I would love to run my own program at that time. If that's Lord willing, then I'll do it. But the beautiful thing about coaching, and specifically coaching for Coach May, he gives you so much autonomy that you feel like a mini head coach yourself. So I'm fortunate.
Your childhood friend to the right of me, he always speaks about how coaches skip the line. Like he don't like to see coaches don't put their due diligence in, and then all of a sudden they become head coach.
I didn't like seeing JJ Redick just
Yeah.
jump and be the Lakers coach. He didn't go to the G League.
Nah.
This dude get the head coach job.
Are you in a sense, you could be honest with you, are you a hater in that regard? It's like, man, how this dude he just got bumped up into a head coach and he didn't pull himself up with the bootstraps. Like, where did this come from? You know, it's like,
I always say, man, comparison to thief of joy, number one. And number two is levels to it. He played 15 years in the league. I mean, Steve Kerr played in the league. Like these guys that, you know, they played. So they have a different, I played Division II. So, you know, these guys have, you know, even Dusty May, like Dusty worked his way up, and some other guys like, you know, John Shire, who's a hell of a coach, he played at Duke. Dusty
he did.
Was a manager at Indiana. So it's levels to it. Guys that have that player background, they'll probably have a chance to be a coach sooner than someone who working their way up because of what they've done for their school, what they've done for NBA and organization, and how they're perceived. So I don't really hate on it. I just watch it. Dusty May's son's going to be a heck of a coach, and Dusty May's son is working his way up through the Miami Heat organization. He started, you know, as like a video intern or whatever. Now he's a video coordinator. So now, you know, if Dusty one day hire him, nobody can say, Z can't say, hey man, look what he doing, man. They just hired him because that's Dusty May's son. You're gonna see like, oh, he was video intern, he was this, he was this. So it's people that do it the right way, and it's people, I shouldn't even say the right way, it's people that work their way up, and it's people that just get stuff handed to them. But that's life in all walks of the world. That's how it is.
So you're assistant at Michigan now. If there was an NBA opening, but you got to start, like you said, video room, would you do that, or would you stay where you are?
I don't know if I can afford to do that because I got a daughter and I got an ex-wife, so I can't afford to do that. So I'll probably stay where I'm at. But if you phrase that question, if it was a assistant coach position, that would be a tougher question for me to leave Michigan or go coach with the Chicago Bulls. That would be hard. That would be a hard choice. I would probably agonize over that decision.
Okay.
All right.
So how long is the college season, from which month to which month?
So it starts, I mean, it's really, they come in the summer and we start workouts. Like for us, we start next week. Our guys are here this week working basketball camp. We start workouts next week, and we're going on a foreign trip. So each school, it used to be you can take a foreign trip every 4 years, but now you can take a foreign trip as many years you want.
What is that? A foreign trip?
Foreign tour where we go, like we're going to Lithuania and Czech Republic. We're going to play 3 games in August.
Okay.
So like when you say when the season starts, the actual season starts in November, the games, and it ends, hopefully for us, it ends the last in the Final Four, so in April. But the season starts in the summer.
Off, right?
Yeah, May and June you have a little off.
Okay.
You have like May is a big dead period in May.
Okay.
Then April you got, you know, hopefully, like I said, we're still playing. Then you have the portal period when you're recruiting guys, trying to get them to come visit campus. So it's not the difference between NBA and colleges. College is almost, you know, 300 days. You really don't have too many off days. Then the NBA, you have set, like if you're the Chicago Bulls, I mean, you're done in what, March? Like you don't do it, like you don't.
But there's no structure though, Keem, NCAA structure. NBA is no structure.
I would say it's structure from money wise. They have a cap. It has, like for us, you're doing recruiting, you're doing coaching, you're doing NBA coach is doing coaching.
Right. I was talking about the players. The players got to be structured to work on their game without Keem saying, you got to come down here and work.
That's true. I think just because we just visited Charlotte Hornets as a staff, and I think now these guys, they're so ingrained to work out now. They're gonna work out. It's not too many guys that's not. To be honest, it's just not too. Especially if you're getting paid like that. If you're getting paid and you're not doing it, you're probably not gonna be in that organization that long.
Yeah.
Unless you better be really good.
That was gonna be my next question. You got the NIL, so it is players making more than coaches, correct?
Yeah. Mostly
So,
every high level job is probably players making more than coaches.
so how does that? Is there any like, man, why am I listening to you? I'm making 8 million. Why are you talking to me? Is there any of that?
No, we view like the good thing about our program, we view our deal as a partnership. It's not like a dictatorship. So no, I'm always talking to guys like, do you like this? I'm gonna give them the plan and we'll talk about it, do it together. I think if you do it together, I think they're more motivated to do it anyway. Versus hey, do this, do this, do this. I think you talk to them about it. Hey, do you like that? Why are you doing that? What's some of the stuff that you're trying to do that you think is good for you, or how does that fit with our plan? So no, not at our program, but maybe it is somewhere else, but not in our program. And the only thing I always joke about is like back in the day, I used to take the players out for an extra meal, maybe some lunch or some breakfast. Now I'm like, hey, if we go eat, you're paying. That's the only thing that changed. Or I'll joke with them, man. Every missed shot, if I'm rebounding, you're gonna give me some money for these misses. So, but no, none has changed on our part here at Michigan. It's always viewed as a partnership, and we're just trying to help them get better.
Oh yeah. So during the season, let's say before all the March, well, maybe two-part question. During the regular season, what's a day in the life like? And then during the March Madness, when tournament time starts, what's like a day in the life for you?
So during the regular season, I guess I would say if it's my scout, or I'll put it in two days. If it's not my scout, a day in life is I'm probably in the office anywhere from 8 to 9. I'm probably gonna work someone out in the morning.
Are you creating these workouts?
Yeah, I'm creating these workouts, and Coach may chime in. Hey, I want, let's say Trey McKinney, Ellie Cadeau, whoever. I want them working on this specifically. Add that to their workout. So I'll work someone out just for about 30 minutes because we're still going to practice. So we don't want we don't want them to get, beat down. So they'll get an individualized workout. I'll watch film. I may watch film the night of. I'm usually watching practice, so I won't even have to watch in the morning. So I'll watch some film of, my next scout or whatever. I'll watch some film, then I'll get a workout in. We'll meet as a staff for our meetings are not long. We'll meet as a staff. Our practices are after school because I'm at Michigan, so I actually take academics serious. So we're practicing like 2. So we'll practice. Then after practice, I'll work someone else out again. And our practices aren't, 3-4 hours. Our practice is usually an hour, hour and a half. Okay. So that the guys are always fresh. That's why they'll get some shots up after practice.
Is there a restriction cap on hour or how long you can practice?
During the season, it's 20 hours per week, like practice, film, weights. So basically, I mean, nobody's going to get 20 hours. So, but yeah, in the summer it's 8 hours. During the season it's 20. So a day in the life, if I'm doing a scouting report, I'll still work someone out, but I probably would, after I work out, I'm diving in the film. Then I'm giving my database, all the information I gathered, to Coach May and some to the rest of the staff. During our meeting, we'll probably show, hey, this is what we got to do, A, B, Z, to help us win this game. Then I'll meet with our scout team, go over, how they guard, because I was helping with offense, so the offensive scout. Then we'll practice. Then same thing, I'll shoot with the guys. So that's like a normal practice day for a normal day for me. So I'll probably leave the office about I'm probably gonna get the free food with the guys. So so I'll leave after they finish working out, whatever, 4 or 5. I'll probably be home by 5:30 or 6. So.
Well, it's not bad.
No,
Okay.
it ain't bad at all. Your schedule is going to get crazy. You got to find time to go to some NBA games. You got 3 first rounders potentially going.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go, where they going and see a game with them. But
no, the good thing is like the Pistons are right down the street, or when I come home. I think the hardest thing gonna be when they're playing the Bulls, because I'm such a diehard Bulls fan. Is who am I rooting for? But I got to go with our guys. Hopefully, maybe one of them get drafted by the Bulls. That would be
awesome. Did you like the Splitter hiring?
Yes, I did. I think what he did with Portland, with all the adversity he had to go through, all that stuff that went down in Portland, I love that hire. I'm rooting for him. Like I'm forever gonna be a Bulls fan unless they move to Indiana. But yeah, I'm rooting for them, and I like that hire.
You mentioned academics being serious at Michigan. At any of your other stops, was academics not taken as serious?
No. So the crazy thing, man, Florida, Georgia, and Michigan are all in like top 10 public schools in the country. So no, like they're all, like Michigan, I think, is number 1. Georgia's, if they're not 10, they're like a number 11. Florida is like top 5. So no, it's been pretty serious. Now, the good thing about to me, I always say, like, if you're an athlete, you got to really try hard to fail, because number 1, I mean, you got tutors, you got people that's going to help you.
Right.
If you need help, you got people that's going to help you. Regular students don't have as much stuff as the student athlete has. And obviously, they see that we're all human, man. The teachers see, that's Akeem Miskdeen, he plays for, man, he's playing, man, he got turned in his assignment, so they're going to work with you as well. So
they
I always say,
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, because you can't play like in the Big Ten. We going to USC and UCLA, then you flying back. Like, if you got something to do, it's like, our academic coordinator, Ashley, she does a great job organizing stuff. She's on the road with our guys, so she helps them tremendously. Like, as far as let's take this test before, because when you get back, we're getting back at 2 a.m. You're not gonna be motivated to take the test at 10 a.m. So she does a great job, and they really care about academics. And even the guys that going in, like Danny Wolf went early. He still has 1 more year. He's going to finish out his degree. Marez, a funny story about Marez Johnson. So after the season, a lot of the NBA guys, they just go and train with their agency. They'll leave, and they still have school to do. So Ashley, our academic coordinator, she does a good job of getting with the teachers and letting them know what's going on. And Marez took a test, and the teacher thought he cheated. And Marez, if you guys know Marez, he's really big time as far as like, he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure, as far as himself, to make sure he's getting A's. So he was so like down on a teacher, like, no, like he was so focused. And this dude is about to get picked in the lottery. So he's going to come back for his degree. He's going to come back for his degree. But it's always hard, like with that teacher, with Marez taking a test in California. What is she supposed to think when he gets a great grade? So I don't blame her, but it's always hard when you're doing that, but at the same time you want to get your degree. But I commend those dudes for still trying to get their degree when they're going to make millions of dollars.
Right, because if I'm projected lottery pick, I'm not thinking about schoolwork, man.
Some people are different, man.
Yeah.
I'm projected lottery. Why am I doing a science paper?
Yeah, they want to come back and finish their degree one day. So
my last question I know we're taking we could talk ball all day.
I know I can.
I know we can. Emotions gonna be high on banner night? Or you
man, so what's crazy is, so with all the portal and we're losing draft picks, we've already raised the banner. So
what?
Yeah, and we already did it, because it's so awkward. I'll tell you this, it's so awkward. Like we got 4 returning players from last year's team. So it's so awkward to raise the banner, and they're like, we did it this past season. So we won the Big Ten tournament championship, and we raised the banner like the first night. And I look out, I'm like, man, it's only like 4 dudes that was on that team. So we already did it. I don't think emotions for me is, I'm to the next thing. I'm almost like embarrassed when people say congrats because I'm trying to train my mind like I have to move to the next thing. I'm trying to, the 4 guys that we do have, like this is a whole new team. I have to make sure I'm locked in on this team. Last season, I'm going to be able to talk about that for the rest of my life. But I need to move on. So I think that's where we're at. No banner. We'll probably go on the field or whatever during the football season. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm locked in on trying to get back to the Final Four, which is in Detroit.
Y'all get a ring or anything?
Yeah, we get rings. I'll put it in the case, put it in my office, and keep it moving. But we get. I never even worn. I have a bunch of rings. I've never worn one ring.
Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of different watches. I don't know. I just never been. I'd never been. I don't know. I just never. That was never me. For me, it's you guys see me in the street. Oh, that's Akeem. He won a national championship. I don't think I need to I got it. Yeah, I'm never going to peacock. I like to stay low key. So
with all the basketball you've played, I know you played probably 10 times the amount of basketball as me. Do you have any injuries, any lingering injuries from basketball?
Man, it's so funny because I talk about I don't play pickup anymore because I've been fortunate enough not to have any injuries. I'm scared to get injured. So now, if you can't play basketball, if you're scared to get hurt. So now I'm at that phase where I don't want to get hurt. So, my game days now or my pickup days are me working out in the weight room. I'm finally, this is the first time that I start using the elliptical. So I know I'm getting a little bit older. I used to laugh at people using the elliptical. I used to laugh at people walking uphill on a treadmill, and I'm doing all of that stuff now. So no, I'm fortunate enough. I had to get, my craziest thing was I went up for a layup in college and I fell on my face I chipped the back of my teeth, got that fixed, and my lip was swollen. So I played the rest of the season with half swollen lip, and I had to have plastic surgery to get the lip cut down. So that was the only major thing that ever happened to me. And I would take that versus knees and anything. But that was the only major thing that ever happened to me. I thought me and Zeke, we used to play. This is a funny story. We used to play basketball outside of our elementary school. We didn't have a hoop. We had a sign. And we used to hoop. That's probably why I don't have a good jump shot right now, because we used to throw the ball in the sign. If you score, that's 2 points.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm shocked I don't have any injuries from that.
No.
Yeah. Crates and signs. That's what we used to hoop
for. Man, we gotta get you on again, King. We appreciate your time, man. Thank you for everything. The insides of college life and NCAA, and man, I'm happy for you. I'm rooting for you. First time, man. Seriously, you
got them over Arizona, right?
Nah.
Oh, come on, man.
No, kid. You know what? I'm telling you, before Zeke told me, yo, my God, I'm talking about Salim, Michael Wright, Channing Frye. I remember all.
See, that's shocking because that team played Illinois.
Yeah, I hate Illinois because of that. the D Brown when Salim, I was mad.
And at DePaul. They played that game, I think.
I was mad at that, man. I've always been a Mike Bibby fan, man. His jumper was so cool.
Well, they got a good coach. They're always going to be good. We're going to be in some recruiting battles with them because sometimes we like the same players. So you never know. Maybe we'll see them in a Natty championship one day.
Man, but y'all, that was the Natty. Before this to UConn, we was all thinking that, dude, this is the national title. Y'all had UConn. I mean, we knew that. So. But man, thank you. We appreciate it, man.
Bro. Appreciate it.
If maybe we can do this again later on, but we appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll do it again, maybe in the middle of the season, halfway point of the season or something.
All right.
Appreciate
it, bro.
All right, fellas.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys done?